This week on the Spotlight, we have trivia from the site of Morgan's at Maxwell and Halsted. And we talk to the coach of the Bulls and a key young player. We also have a flashback from 1991 when the Blackhawks were brawling in their division. And then we go back to Morgan's and we talk to fans with their opinions. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, this is the 23rd year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. Cobblestones Restaurant and Bar, 514 West Pershing, that's Pershing and Parnell, the place to go before, during, and after Sox games. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Open Sundays when the White Sox are home, and Friday night trivia when the Sox are on the road. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Be safe with Sureway Insurance Company, 3312 North Milwaukee. Call my friend Jean at 773-282-2022. She has the answers on your auto, home, business, life coverage, including SR22 coverage drivers. Call Sureway Insurance.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man. Since 1967, El Jardín has been serving the finest Mexican food. Before, after, or during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. I finally got Netta to shut down that cell phone. People are calling her. They wanted to be part of her TV appearance. But Netta, you're on your own. You're going to tell us a little bit about the Chicago teams you like or dislike.
Well, I do like the Bulls. The Bears, since I was a kid, it doesn't matter if they're winning or losing. So I'm just a Bears fan, hands down. And the Cubs, actually.
Yeah?
Little baseball.
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on. The Blackhawks, too.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
This is a big Blackhawk bar. They play the siren and whatnot. In fact, when I was talking to you moments ago, that thing came blasting on. And we both jumped and we said, oh, they're giving a little warm-up at the start of the game and then every hot call. Now, did you happen to catch the Christmas Day game when the Bulls played on TV?
Actually, I was at work.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Did you hear what happened?
Yeah, I heard about, wait a minute.
D Rose with the winning shot.
With the 8 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw that replay, actually. Yes. That was on time.
Yeah, we're excited about that. We think this could be the spark of the whole winter.
Well, I hope so. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. All right. Well, you see, positiveness abounds here at Morgan's heading into the new year. So we'll put those Bears thoughts away and go Bulls Hawks, and we'll sleep better at night. We're at Morgan's at Maxwell and Halsted, a great site to watch your sporting events. And we have a big-time Chicago fan with us named Corey. Corey, tell us a little bit about your Chicago interests, what teams you're liking and disliking now.
I like all Chicago teams. I cheer Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks, Sox, and Cubs.
Wow,
Yeah,
That's diverse.
If it's Chicago on the chest, I'll cheer for them.
Oh, that's very cool. Did you happen to catch the Christmas Day game with Derrick Rose fine finishing shot?
Yeah, I was been waiting all day for that.
Yeah,
that was my Christmas present.
Yeah, no kidding. Danny and I had spoken to Derrick last week over in the Bulls locker room.
Oh, yeah?
And he said, I said, you got a Christmas wish? And he said, win the NBA title. Hell yeah. And then when we saw him do that, we were freaking out. That was a lot of drama.
Yeah, it was. I didn't think we was gonna pull it out, but yeah, it shows we got a lot of heart.
Yeah, that's very true. Do you have a closing remark about the Bears collapse? It was a sad thing.
I wasn't. It would have been typical if they beat Green Bay when there was really nothing to play for, even though they wasn't mathematically eliminated. But it wasn't a big surprise that they lost. You know, just the fact of the matter, they needed to get some better pieces to back everybody up.
Yeah, I guess maybe we all learned a little bit about the value of Jay Cutler.
Yeah, well, I always knew he was pretty good as long as he had the protection around him, and it seemed like he had it. It's just a bad incident that kept him out. So, you know, now we just had to, well, I thought actually Caleb Haney would have did better than he had, considering what he did in the NFC Championship game, but it goes to show you maybe that was a fluke.
Yeah, that's well, you're saying what everybody else is thinking. A very, very good points. Well, as he accurately points out, Corey says, watch out for the Bulls this winter. That'll give us something to look forward to. Right?
Yeah, and the Blackhawks too. They seem to be doing good as well.
Yeah, that's true. I don't mean to miss them. They were with the best record for a stretch there. More folks with opinions here at Morgan's on Halsted. Tell us your name and a team you're liking these days.
Jay Cassidy, and I'm liking the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, they're winning. They're consistent, and even though the backup goalie has become the main goalie.
Yeah, which is the story every year for the Blackhawks. It seems like it's always the backup gets the hot hand, and ends up doing well. So we got Corey tonight, so we should be all right.
Okay. And any team on your bad side these days? I got a feeling I know which one.
The Chicago White Sox can feel free to move.
Oh, you've been a fan and you don't like the way they're handling the roster now?
No, I've never been a fan. I would appreciate it if they moved out of state.
Wow, I've heard of hating a team, but that's supreme hate. I don't think they're going anywhere. They got a sweetheart deal with that ballpark.
Yeah, it would be nice. We could all dream. We could all dream.
And the Cubs, primed to win a World Series?
Yeah, not this year. hopefully 2013.
All right, we'll talk then. All right, well, those are some wide-ranging opinions, just like everybody has here at Morgan's. Fun place to watch sports and talk about it. We advise you to come down here. More sports opinions here at Morgan's. Tell me your name and maybe a team you've watched on TV lately.
Jessica Ranch.
And a Chicago team you watched on TV lately?
Chicago Bulls, all the way.
Yeah, that's what your shirt says. You got a favorite player that maybe did something good lately?
Well, MVP, Derrick Rose, obviously on Christmas.
Yeah, that's
some great performance.
Great comeback ability.
Yeah.
We just talked to him last week. We had an idea he'd be hot in that game, and he was. Well, who's your second favorite Bull?
Louis Deng, I like.
Yeah?
I like to call him Louis.
We're going to ask him what he feels about that. Louis. No, I am going to tell him it was you. Louis. All right, well, I heard another interesting rumor that sometimes people who work here come in when they're off duty because they like it so much.
Love it. Love this bar. Everybody should come. I come in when I'm off duty, too.
Okay. Well, we're going to see if we can get this trivia thing jump-started. And maybe that'll be a new hook for the Monday night crowd. Yeah. And we'll see your abilities on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So come in and meet fine people like this one. And she will tell you more about the Bulls because she knows. Since 1955, Rosangela's Pizza has been there for you at 95th and California, across from Little Company Mary Hospital. You can call them at 708-422-2041. Everything homemade, including the sauce. Great beef and meatball sandwiches, pasta, chicken, seafood, desserts. Dine in for lunch and dinner. Rosangela's, 95th in California. It's always the season for Riley's Trick Shop at 6442 West 111th in Worth. Or you can call them at 708-448-0075. Right now they have football strip cards, a wide selection of Halloween costumes and tricks and treats. And then for later in the year, Santa suits. So for all your needs, especially Halloween, Riley's Trick Shop on 111th Street. Nuevo Leon for the best Mexican cuisine since 1962. Serving every day from 7 a.m. to midnight. Conveniently located 1515 West 18th Street, just a block east of Ashland in Chicago. Of course, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a wide range of menu items. Everything from steak, seafood, to breakfast, to chicken, pork, dine-in, carry-out, tacos, enchiladas, everything you can imagine, and great quality at Nuevo Leon, 1515 West 18th. You've got to call Vince's Towing. If you need road service, flatbed service, or you want the highest price paid to you for a junk car, call 773-581-7647. They did a great job for me, and they'll do it for you. Call Vince's Towing, 773-581-7647. One of the things about the compressed NBA schedule of 2012 is that some of the Western Conference games have been wiped off the schedule. So you'll be seeing those familiar faces, your Pacers, your Bucks, your Pistons. But one very interesting and significant change, on the Pistons facing, Rip Hamilton will be on the Chicago side, and it should be a really significant change for the Bulls, who have another go-to guy late in games and another premier defender who will help take care of some of the other team's tough scorers and maybe reduce the workload on Derrick Rose just a little bit.
Read that. And he's very unselfish, and he plays to win.
As well as you played last year, and as well as your team responded to your coaching style, you're probably your own worst critic. What kind of tweaks can we look for, differences from last year in the way you handle things?
Well, like each year you learn. You learn from the experience of going through the season. So, I think you study the things that you did well, and you study the things that you didn't do so well, and you always want to improve and keep building. You want to move forward. But this year's team's going to be different, so we have to understand what the strengths and weaknesses of this year's team is going to be. Last year has nothing to do with this year, so we have to reestablish who we are.
Tom, last year in the playoffs, they put Paul George on Derrick. Can you just talk about what type of problems defensively a young kid like that with his length presents on the perimeter?
Yeah, well, Derrick had seen that all season long. I think it gets magnified more in the playoffs because but that wasn't something new to Derrick. And, and again, it's, whenever you're going to commit length in double teams, he's got to understand, sometimes you're going to beat him with the shot, sometimes you beat him with the pass. And you have to read what's open, and you got to make teams pay for what they're doing. Anytime there's two on the ball, it should be easy offense.
I don't want to sound like the old educator, but you're going to have one of the roughest starts for a young player in about 12 years. I know in 1999 they had the compressed schedule, and you guys got a pretty intense one. Have people been talking to you already about proper rest and all that stuff with the number of games you got to play?
Yeah, Coach, he really emphasizes that. So do my teammates. There's no young and old when it comes to taking care of your body. Everybody's body needs rest and fluids and the right foods that energize it. So, rest is a key, but it's also, what you put into your body, too.
Yeah, so does that mean you're not going to be doing a lot of fast food or what?
Oh, no. I've never been a fast food fan. I was at Marquette sometimes, and I'd argue with my strength coach saying McDonald's is good for you, knowing it's not. But now, definitely not. Whenever you got back-to-back games, stuff like that, you can't have that. So lots of water, Gatorade, and healthy foods.
That's cool. A little bit about the anticipation of the season. The camp was so short. Tell me two things you learned in camp that that maybe you were going to ask Claire on about NBA play?
Two things. One is you better go hard every play. I think my teammates really emphasized that. I knew that because that's how I've always been, but you know, whenever you decide to take a second off, it's like that player has that edge over you for that 1 second. And I say the second thing that I learned is it really is a team game. You know, since it was so compressed, my teammates were constantly around me, you know, pulling me this way, pulling me that way to let me know this is a team game. You can't do it without a team.
What about the addition of a guy like Rip Hamilton to your roster, a guy who's been there and done that?
That's big for me because he's been through it all. You know, won a championship and great offensive player, great defensive player, and you know he's constantly coaching me up. And technically, I've been here longer than he has, but I mean he's been through everything and he's on my side. So it's great to have him.
What kind of things has Derek said to you?
Everything from offense to defense to, man, he's a coach out there to me. Like, he coaches everybody up. He really wants to win. He wants that championship, and he'll do whatever it takes to get there. If that's score a basket, if that's get that assist, if that's coach a young guy up, he's right there in your corner.
Kind of funny to have a 23-year-old coach there.
Yeah, it is, but I mean that's who he is. You know, he's our leader, and he takes that to heart.
When you observed the Bulls before you got to them, what did you notice about them, and how much of that was true?
They're a hard-nosed defensive team, and that is 110% true. You know, in practice we're doing lots of defensive stuff, and this help, that help, this ball screen, that ball screen. Defense is the key here, and I think that, you know, that's going to win the championship. That definitely wins games, because if you can rebound, play defense, and limit your turnovers, you know, you got a chance of winning at any given night.
How about a surprise of the people on the roster, somebody who's already surprised you, where you didn't know they had this going on and then you found out?
I think everybody surprised me. You know, I think they all have a different type of game that adds that extra niche to our team. So everybody has something that, you know, nobody sees, but, you know, whenever they pull it out, it's like, oh, I didn't know he had that. So I think all of our guys got that.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Cobblestones is a great bar on Pershing with great food at Parnell. In fact, they're one of the top 100 bars in the city according to Chicago Magazine. Great pastas, salads, soups, and the great sandwich is the muffalata. So check it out. Great place to go when the White Sox play. I have trivia on Fridays when the White Sox aren't at home. So get to Cobblestones on 39th, and you'll be very glad you did. Come play in the area's classiest billiard center, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet Avenue in Munster, 2 blocks south of 8094. Selling the most famous names of pool tables and billiard equipment. Specializing in table recovery and moving of tables. A complete pro shop with the most brand names of cues and cases. Celebrating over 20 years, excellence, top billiard tables, the place where the action is, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet in Munster. All right, so Team Stanley, do you want NFL this year or James Bond movies? Okay. Name the actor who plays James Bond in Quantum of Solace. He's the newest Bond. He's tough, kind of macho. 5 seconds. Who do you think? Pierce Brosnan is not it. although that might be an answer later on. All right, we go to Team Alex. Team Alex, who are you thinking? Daniel Craig is correct. You're on the board. All right, Team Alex has 50. All right, Corey. Corey, you are up on James Bond or current NFL? Current NFL. Okay, cover that phone up because people in TV land are going to think you're using it, and I know that you know the answer anyway. All right, NFL. Top draft pick of Carolina, he's been their quarterback all season. Cam Newton is correct. All right, you're on the board. All right. Okay, here's the format, one at a time. One at a time. It's 1-1-1, that's how we play. All right, Team Coco, what would you like? James Bond movies? In Die Another Day, this actress plays Jinx. Halle Berry is correct. You're on the board, Coco. We'll go to Team Us. Team Us. James Bond or NFL? Be loud. NFL, here you go. You with a lucky square. 60 free points. Congratulations. So they got a 60 free. We're back to Team Stanley. Playing Bond or NFL? James Bond. In the movie The World Is Not Enough, this famous actress with a connection to Charlie Sheen played Dr. Christmas Jones. Denise Richards is right. And you get 70 for that. And you're on the board and you're in the lead. Team Alex. Team Alex. You got the James Bond or the NFL? He played briefly early in the year for the Bears, and he was their top draft pick, a blocker. 5 seconds. Yes, it is Gabe Karimi. That's correct. It's a 70. So Team Alex goes to 120. Team Corey is up. NFL? Tennessee quarterback drafted this year who had to see action because of injuries. Not coming in? Okay. We go to Coco. Tennessee quarterback who had to see action because of injuries. They don't have it. All right, let's try the Cubs again. The answer was Jake Locker. And we'll be back with more after these messages.
I eat on the pasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people. Have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Ulsan, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. Lanigan's Irish Pub is the place to be at 3119 West 111th Street, right by Kedzie. Live music on Sunday with Fast Eddie. Drink specials daily, including $1.50 domestic bottles on Thursday, $3 Guinness on Tuesday. Call for karaoke information on Friday. Party room, too. All that available at Lanigan's Irish Pub, 3119 West 111th Street on the beautiful south side of Chicago. Get there, Lanigan's Irish Pub. Lindy's Chili, Gertie's Ice Cream at 110th and Kedzie has it all. From fresh-made burgers, fries, hot dogs, chicken, turkey, Polish, shrimp, tuna, barbecue, ham, tamales, quesadillas. They've got salads and plenty of ice cream with sundaes, banana splits, and seasonal favorites. Get all these things at Lindy's Chili, which is where I start, but I always get a little something extra, at 110th and Kedzie. Last Sunday night, St. Louis Blues, a St. Patrick's Day Donnybrook Classic. The fans had the banners. Wayne Messmer belted out the anthem. The fans, Pyromaniacs, and Patriots were present, and Chris Chelios started the scoring. He gets the rush. Wayne Presley doesn't get all of it, but Christos finishes up 1-0 Hawks. It was only 3 minutes old. Then it got sick. The fisticuffs 6 minutes into the game. Watch the two St. Louis players on Jeremy Roenick alone, pounding him. Brian Sutter later denied that he had any part of it.
It's a game of emotion and intensity, and it's not something that Brian Sutter is I've never sent anybody out to fight, or you never wanted anything like that to happen. But when there's emotion and intensity involved in the game, things like that going to happen. And it's unfortunate it did. And you got two teams that played hard, and that part of the game, it shouldn't be a part of the game when extra people are on the ice like that and everything, and both teams have to take the blame for something like that.
It's weird he denied responsibility. No one even asked him that. He's lying. A minute and a half after the brawl, power play goal by Jeff Brown. 1-1 after one. Then 2 minutes into the second, Mike Peluso tips in Doug Wilson shot 2-1 Chicago. 2.5 minutes later, Glenn Featherstone tied it at 2. And then a minute after that, 3-2 Blackhawks, Jeremy Roenick in front. He had wiped the blood from his face already. 22 seconds later, Captain Dirk Graham made it 4-2 Hawks. Something you seldom see then. With 4 players gone already, St. Louis was in trouble. And Dave Manson says to Captain Scott Stevens, "Come on!" Entertained the crowd and won some fans back there. It was 4-3 Hawks in the third. Dan Quinn at the side of the net ties the game at 4 remarkably. 16 minutes still left, but showing their resiliency. A minute and a half later, Wayne Presley. Watch him behind the net. He'll bank it off. Pat Jablonski in. 5-4 Hawks. Then to clinch it, Dirk Graham. Watch him with the steal. Takes it away. He'll get it ahead to Greg Gilbert, who scores it. 6-4 Hawks win the game and the divisional title. How about it, Greg?
Well, it was a struggle out there. I mean, you're down to so many players and 4 or 5 players out of the game. I mean, you're going to get a lot of ice time, so you got to keep the shift short and hard. But I mean, it was nice to contribute that way. But I was more concerned about keeping the other guys off the scoreboard. And we just all of us tried to do our jobs out there, and fortunately, we came through.
That's about all the time we have, and watching those fights was exhausting. So, on behalf of all the staff and crew, thanks for watching. See you next week. This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.